welcome back. As you can see by the title of the video, I'm doing a bit of a thrift flip today. I haven't really done much like thrift flipping or like upcycling. The only real stuff I've done is like altering things to fit me better, taking things in. But yeah, I thought I would give it a try. I have a skirt that I thrifted a little while back. I actually wore it to Fashion Week and loved it. It was great. It's kind of served its purpose and I feel like I'm not really reaching towards it anymore. And I had an idea of how I would want to sort of change it and the kind of style that I would like. It's a little bit more like on trend. And so I thought I would just give it a go, you know? I've not really got anything to lose here. So I'm gonna insert a video somewhere or photos of what the skirt looks like now so you can see a little before and after vibe. It's a really nice skirt, like I do still like it, but I feel like I'm just not. Anyway, I don't have to justify it, it's my skirt. Yeah, I have a vision. So I want to show you the very terrible sketch that I did to give you an idea of what we're aiming for here. Here is what the skirt is looking like at the moment, as you just saw on the screen. It's kind of almost a short, like solid skirt, and then there's this sort of longer section. It's got an uneven hemline down the bottom, and it's kind of more flowy second half. And I essentially want to chop off this second half, maybe make this top half a tiny bit shorter by hemming it. And then I want to use this fabric to create these kind of frills and ruffles that I will kind of hang from this little section here. I also want to create like a little flower with this material. I know these are grand plans for someone that doesn't really know what they're doing. But I've seen this sort of style a lot on like Pinterest and on Instagram and stuff, of like the kind of really dainty, pretty kind of waterfall ruffles, and I just think it looks really cute. I also have a collection of like lace. This I bought recently, just like a lace trim, and I also have like just some leftover lace from other things that I've done. There's hair in this. So I've got all of these sort of bits and bobs that I want to add. I might use some of this lace like across the skirt as well as a little addition, and as the kind of flowy down section. I don't know, I'm gonna have a play around. But yeah, and then if I have enough leftover fabric, I kind of want to make another little flower, maybe a smaller one, as a little like neck corsage, because that's kind of a trend at the moment, and I feel like they would look really cute together, like a smaller version on my neck and then the skirt. But yeah, I'm very good at having ideas and having visions. I'm not sure I'm going to be so good at bringing it to life. So this is going to be an adventure I'd like you to join me on. See what we end up with. I'm going to get out my sewing machine, I'm going to get set up, get all my implements, and then the first step is to cut. So everyone say a little prayer for this project and let's go. Let's do it. Okay. Step one is going to be cutting, as I mentioned. You might say, hey, are you not gonna measure this? No, I'm not. We're gonna be operating off pure vibes today. So I think I'm gonna just cut like a little bit above where it currently ends, the short section. And then we're just gonna go from there. I'm gonna try it on and see how I feel about it. I feel like it's better to go longer and then cut shorter, because I'm gonna have all of this material to play with anyway. Those are my thoughts. Let's just cut, I guess. It also is kind of like a bit rounded, so I'm gonna try and follow that line because I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. Let's do it. Maybe like here. That feels safe. That feels very safe. No going back, no going back, lads. Ooh, okay. Let's just move that out of the way. It's gonna come in handy later on. Oh, that was actually the back. Interesting. Okay, cute. Can you see? I feel like this looks good. This is already looking very cute. I haven't hemmed it yet, but I really like this length. It's gonna be like a tiny bit shorter once I hem, but that's kind of the vibe I wanted, like a little micro skirt. And then I kind of wanted to do like a tiny bit of a ruche here on this side, but I don't really know how. I think maybe I'll do a little slit instead, because I feel like ruching is gonna like really bring the whole thing up, and I don't want it to be like I'm uncomfortable wearing it, you know? So I think I'm gonna do a tiny slit in the left leg, maybe right here, just to like there, and then sort of hem that as well, and then I can have the flower detail and everything going like on my left hip. So, this is only the first part, but so far so good. She's cute, right? Okay, step 2 is gonna be cutting this little slit and then hemming the whole thing. Let's go. Okay, so I've just cut the slit, but I'm just gonna turn it inside out and then I'm gonna pin along the hemline to make it easier for when I hem it. Start at the back. And we are going to, bit by bit, because this is double layered as well, I am going to pin this. So I guess that's tip number 1. When you are shortening anything, trousers, skirt, whatever, make sure you cut longer than you want it, because you've got to leave room for a hem. Unless you're doing like, you want a raw hemline, depends on the material. If it's like denim and you want that kind of like raw, just cut kind of messy hem, then don't worry about it, just cut and go. But a fabric like this would probably fray if I left it unhemmed. You can also like iron this to make it a bit easier. I might do that after the fact to make it look a bit like this hemline, look a bit crisper. I really want to learn to actually make clothes from scratch. If this goes well, maybe that'll be my next project. That it's all hemmed around the whole bottom. So now it's time to sew. I think I might start with the hardest part, which I think is going to be the slit. Let's give that a whirl first, eh? But how does one do that? Anyone who actually knows what they're doing and is good with the sewing machine, this is going to be quite painful to watch, so just full disclosure. It also doesn't matter if that's messy, because I feel like the big flower and everything's going to cover that, so that's what I'm telling myself anyway. I'm going to rotate and I'm going to start going around the hemline. Okay, this is what we're left with. I'm going to turn her back inside out, well, outside in, trim off any little bits of thread, and then let's try her on and see where we're at so far. You can see close up the hemline. I'm sure it's not perfect, but I think it does the job. The slit is just a little, not too much. The flower's going to go there anyway, and kind of the bits flowing down. I'll show you a bit from a distance. Cute. Not too short, like it's definitely on the verge, but that's what we wanted. Yes! Okay, first part done. The main construction element's done, and now it's all detail. I think this is gonna be the one that goes, I feel like it would be cute to have this along the hem, you know? I'll see how much of it I have left, but like that poking out the bottom, I feel like that'd be very pretty. And then I kind of wanted to do, I don't know if I want to do it like going across as well, like in different sections, or if that's too much, or it should just be like a cute little dangly. I think maybe dangles and then hemline for this. And then I also want to make dangly bits out of the fabric. And then I think this ribbon, even though it's a bit off white, would be cute for the necktie. Because I kind of like when you wrap it around a few times, like that with a little corsage. So the next steps are to figure out how to make the frills out of fabric and how to make a flower. So from what I saw online, to make a frill, you kind of have to cut the fabric in a circle, like a circular chunk like this. And then when you straighten it out, when you hold it like straight, because it's sort of bigger on one side than the other, it will make that sort of waving effect. So I'm thinking that maybe I'm lucky here because this is already quite rounded. So I'm gonna try this as my test strip, and I'm gonna cut off the rest of this band and then see what it looks like when it's straightened out and see if it does create a frill. Hopefully this is going to be much easier than we anticipated. Do I need to hem the frills? Probably actually, otherwise they're going to fray. Okay, let's just see. It's part of the process, it's trial and error, isn't it? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a professional. Okay, I mean it's not a frill, is it? Oh, this is where we're at with the dangly. You probably can't see that at all. It's not really, it's not frilling, it's just kind of a flap. So I think I need to do something to it. I think I'm gonna go away and have a look, do some more research into the frill creation, and then come back. There's got to be a YouTube video out there somewhere that I can learn from. But we're making good progress. I'll be back. Okay, I've done some more research and I've discovered that the kind of ruffle I'm looking for is called a cascade ruffle or frill, whatever you want to call it. But cascade is the word for it. I think it's also like a bias ruffle with a few different words, but that's interesting. And if you search like cascade ruffle dress or cascade ruffle skirt, it shows you the vibe. I didn't know what it was called before, and now I know, so that's helpful. Essentially, I need to create like a spiral and then cut out the spiral, and then when I hold it up, like that was nowhere near circular enough basically. It doesn't just need to be a bit rounded, it needs to be like a full. So that's kind of scary because I don't want to waste fabric doing that wrong. So I feel like that's going to take up a good chunk, but it is what it is. I'm going to give it a go now. I also need a pencil or something to like mark it on the fabric. Obviously I don't want to do it in pen. And I have no idea how I'm going to hem it afterwards. It's going to be a nightmare. But apart from that, it's all looking great. Okay, we just got to give it a go, see what happens. Basically, need to find a big section, and that will do. I found a pencil, so that's great. And I think I'm going to start like in the middle, sketch it out, but I don't know if I'm able to see this well enough. I also want to make sure I'm keeping it fairly even. I get it, measuring's annoying, no one wants to do it, but I think it's going to really help us here in the long run. Alright, now we're going to cut, and this is probably where it's going to go terribly wrong. So please, say a little prayer for me. Why can I not see any of my marks all of a sudden? It's just, yeah. What? Already so confused. Why is there a mark here? What does this mean? It kind of worked. You see this? Yay! This is so much better. I feel like this is usable. So I think I'm going to do one like quite far down, like maybe here. And then I'm going to cut another one that's a bit shorter from the same ruffle. So I can get multiple out of this. It's so good. Okay. And I want to cut it kind of pointed so it's like flowy. Cute. Maybe even a tiny bit longer, like by my ankle. And then ruffle 3 I think should be shorter. Like that. I have very quickly just pinned the frills onto the skirt so I can get an idea of where I want them to come from, so I can show you. This is where we're at. I think this is looking good. We're making moves. I don't know whether it should come like here from under the slit or on top. I feel like it should come from the flower, which will probably sit like here. So let's pin that right there, just to get an idea. Yeah, much better. Yay, I love! So pretty and like delicate looking. So I'm gonna take this off now, and before I attach this part, I'm gonna work on the flower and figure that out, and then I can incorporate in the lace and place everything and see where I want it to all go. I'm getting excited now, this is looking good. I think I figured out the flowers. I will put the video that I'm using to make these in the description box, just in case you do want to make them. But maybe just wait and see how these turn out before you start your own, because it could be terrible. Very unsure about this. So I've like sewed this scrap kind of in half, and then apparently you just hold this side and just pull. Did I sew it too tight? Maybe I should have done like a looser stitch. Okay, I don't know why I can't get that to work, but I was just having another look online and I saw someone saying that doing it with like a silky fabric looks better in the end and is kind of easier, because that's like lace, it's got holes in it, it's a bit more difficult to work with. And I have this, like, it's off-white, but I feel like I'm gonna try with this and see if it works. I think it'll work fine for the choker. I'm not sure if it'll work for the skirt, but I am gonna give it a go. I'm just gonna cut a length of this and then try again with like the same technique, because the technique seems to be right. I think it's the fabric. So let's go take 2 from this. Okay, here we have her, just folded in half and sewn, and then it says just hold one length of string and just gather. Yes. Okay, we have some movement here, people. We have movement. See how it's starting to like ruche. This could take some time, so I'll be back. Hello guys, it is now much later in the evening. I just wanted to give you a progress update. After some failed attempts, I have made the flowers. Here they are. I managed to do one from the material of the skirt, so this one will go on the skirt, and then this one will be the neck. I feel like they're sort of, they'll still work together. And this actually matches perfectly to the string, I guess, that will go around my neck. They're actually a perfect match, which is just by chance. So that's gonna be the little neck corsage. Just need to attach those together. And then this little flower is gonna be on the skirt. Yeah, I was getting stressed. I had to take a break because the flowers were not working and I was just getting myself wound up. But I am now sewing some of the thicker lace. I just sewed some onto the skirt itself. I decided to do like a trim at the bottom and like a piece kind of going across. I'll show you. And I'm now sewing them on the frills. So on the like little twirling frills that are hanging down, they're all gonna have like lace edges if I have enough lace, because I just think it adds to the look. It'll tie it in more nicely and it just makes it look a bit more finished. So the lighting's not great. I will show you probably tomorrow when the sun's back up, but you can see the trim down the bottom, which is just a pretty little addition. And then you see that piece going across. Again, you can't really see that well, but I feel like it just ties it in together. And when I have the frills with the lace as well, I think it'll all just tie in nicely. Just kind of makes it look a little bit more finished. So I'm now currently just sewing lace onto the little frills. And then I just have to assemble and then we're done. So I think I'm just gonna do the frills now and then I'm gonna assemble it all tomorrow, and I'll just have to hand sew it all together probably. But we're getting there and I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be cute. Hope it doesn't all fall apart when I wear it. Action! It is now the next day and my hair is in colours because I'm about to go out with the girls. But I have finished the skirt. I just sewed on the little frilly bits and the flower this morning. Placed it all out, hand sewed on, because you can't really do it on the machine. But I wanted to show you the finished result. So I'm not sure if I'm going to wear this top yet, so just ignore that. But this is the flower. And you can see under here the little slit, the lace trim, and the sort of lace detailing across here. You can see, and then if I step back, this is the finished result. I'm going to insert a little side by side of what it looked like at the start versus now. And I'd also like to bring back the sketch, because I actually think, although the sketch is really bad, I actually think it is very accurate. What would you say, maybe out of 10? If you look at the sketches, before and after. Like that's what I was aiming for. And then this is what it looks like.
Oh, a 9.5.
Pretty bang on, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that. Considering I didn't know, like...
It looks like a lily.
A lily?
Yeah.
What, the one on the left?
The flower.
Oh, this? Yeah.
But it's actually a nice rose.
Yeah.
Looks lovely.
Considering I didn't know any of these techniques and I had to like learn them as I went.
Very fashion.
Very fashion, isn't it? Oh, and the neck thing. I don't think I'm going to wear this tonight.
Nah.
Because it's too much. Definitely too much for my curlers. But I made this other little flower and I could just tie this around my neck. It's a fun, this is very fashion. You're not too sure about that, are you?
No,
but
not really.
yeah. You don't get it, but if you get it, you get it.
If you like it, I like it, but...
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, these are like, they're selling these in like shops at the moment. Like Zara sells it.
Really?
Cotton On and all that, but I don't want to pay for it. I made it myself. Woohoo! Okay. I am gonna go finish getting ready, but I'm very happy with that little thrift flip. I think that was a success for the first one. And I'm actually very keen to do some more, as I really enjoyed it. And I like doing more sewing, I like learning new skills. So if you enjoyed seeing my little thrift flip, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more thrifty content. We've got thrift flips, we've got thrift hauls, thrift vlogs, fashion, styling stuff. Then please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you soon. Bye.